is Loren C. I go to Restraining Orders, and I'm a junior. I'm hoping to get a better understanding of the mindset of people dealing with women. You always feel like people are like out to get you, and our government isn't really doing a good job, especially dealing with like people that are hurt. So I'm here right now just to do a little interviewing of a couple members of the Legal Advocates for Abused Women.
Your grandpa was a judge, right?
He was.
Uh-huh.
They named the street in front of the courthouse after him.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm just a little nervous. It's because it's an intimidating setting.
This is our office. This is where the victims, where we actually meet with them.
You know, in high school, a lot of times what I run into is there's not a lot of physical so much that's beginning in high school. It's a lot of name calling, a lot of control, a lot of manipulation. When I was in high school, I had never heard the term domestic violence. And it started because I watched my girlfriend's boyfriend throw her through her door. But we never, we never reported it to the police. Everybody just thought he was kind of a jerk, and that was the end of it. But now, looking back on it and seeing what she's gone through and some of the other girls that I know have gone through, it begins a pattern for them. So I want to let them know early on in their relationship that, hey, if somebody's calling you names now, it can only get worse. So make sure that you establish yourself as an equal in that relationship, as a partner in that relationship, and not someone who is to be controlled.
What are the demographics or statistics for abused women in the St. Louis area?
When it comes to the police department usually gets about 20,000 domestic violence 911 calls every year. Out of those 20,000, approximately 3,000 to 4,000 are actually made into reports.
So what exactly is a detective's role with domestic abuse and violence?
And it has to be misdemeanor or felony offenses. So domestic assault third, which is striking with your hands or your fist or your feet. Domestic assault second, which is with a weapon or choking. And domestic assault first, which is deadly threats, a deadly force. When the victim reports violence, they put someone out wanted for assaulting that person, we respond and we try to locate them and arrest them and hold them and take them to present the case to the attorney's office so they can get charged and prosecuted accordingly, hopefully.
Do you house these women and children? Like, do you find shelters for them?
A majority of our clients do not go into shelter. We do offer it as an option, but a lot of them don't take that as an option for themselves. They usually go to another family member's home, another safe place that maybe he doesn't know. A friend or a neighbor, that has some other access. The shelters are a little bit scary. The domestic violence shelters aren't like regular shelters. They're, specific locations that nobody knows about, so it is safer. But a lot of victims would prefer trying to find their own avenue to stay safe where he doesn't know where she is.
What has been one of your more extreme cases?
Unfortunately, with domestic violence, if you are working in the field long enough, there are homicides that occur, and that's why we take such great effort to talk with them about safety precautions and characteristics of abusers and go through the whole process. They have to make their own choices for what they think will keep them safe. Unfortunately, some of the offenders are determined. So we've had a couple of clients since I've been here that have actually died.
What's the chance of those same women being harmed again after their first offense? Does it go up or does it go down? Or
women who are victims once continue that cycle. They are repeat victims, and not even necessarily with the same. They may successfully navigate their lives away from one person, but unfortunately they have a tendency, and they're more susceptible to become involved in relationships that are people that will harm them again. Which is why it's very, very important for us to give women referrals and to direct them to services to get help, to get some sort of counseling.
How effective are restraining orders and personal custody with these women so they don't get in those situations again?
One of the things when it comes to restraining orders is they're just a tool to try and help the victim stay safe. The order of protection cannot keep her safe. Sometimes what happens is that the violence can escalate once she gets that order of protection, because what she's basically doing again is taking that control back from him, so she can actually be in more danger.
Restraining orders are just a piece of paper, nothing more, with a judge's stamp on it that says stay away. We tell them, do not stalk this person, do not call them, do not send them a text message, do not write them a letter, do not come to their job, etc. Because if they call one time and they don't call 911, we can't arrest him. So usually one time, and she doesn't do anything about that one time, it's just like the relationship. If he calls and violates the restraining order, she doesn't report it. It's almost, he takes it as she wants him to call her. So we'll get a second call and a third call and a fourth call, and by the time that she actually calls the police, it's 10 calls deep, and he's standing at the front door.
How can the community help with your efforts?
You know, volunteering, coming in and helping with the programs, as well as volunteering for fundraisers, donations, anything that they can do to help also spread the word about domestic violence, whether it be with teenagers at their high school or their grade school, but to also kind of change the attitude about domestic violence, is that it isn't a woman's issue, it's a community issue, and it's something that we need to all take a stand and try and change.
Thank you for letting us interview
Oh,
you.
no, it is my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.